Hello everyone, it's Tess. Sorry I was a couple minutes late. I was in another meeting just before this one. I'll give it a couple minutes and let everyone get online. I guess I should check again today and make sure I'm in the right room. It's been a little bit busy today. I hope everyone had a beautiful day. It was sunny out. Well, hello, I see one person. Ah, there it is. Okay, I see one. Hi Tracy, how are you? Good to see you. I can't believe we're already at day 4 of the transformation. It's so good to see you. Oh, good. Hi, AC. Good to see you too. I can't believe we're through day 4 now, that the challenge is officially open, and it sounds like tomorrow is the last day before he'll close it again till next month. Well, hello, Anissa. It's good to see you. I've got more friends on now. So nice to have you guys all here with me. I appreciate you very, very much. I thought today's information was great. Before we get started, I wanted to point out to you guys, I was reading through before I got started that Christina Whitaker actually is doing summaries of the videos. They're only going to be shared in this group during the time of the live challenges because, of course, it's a paid group. So when we're not in the opening of the challenge, they won't be shared in this group, but you need to check those out. I read her one today for today's video that Doc V did, and it was amazing. So you want to check out Christina Whitaker's summaries of the videos that Doc V did. So you'll definitely want to check that out. It was really good. I'm going to go back and look at some more of hers because there's so much information sometimes, and I'm in so many programs I don't always catch everything the first time through. So that was really good information. I did want to kind of touch base, and I'm here just to help you guys in any way I can. I'd love to hear your takeaways. You did. I'm talking twice again. I did that again yesterday too. Any takeaways you have? Yeah, her summaries are amazing. Again, they're only available in this group during the time of the open challenge because the challenge emails and the challenge videos that Doc V does daily are part of the paid group. But during this open time, they're letting you see like some of the tools that are available to all of us. Hi, Thelma. Hi, Mary Lynn. So I thought, again, anytime you guys want to share takeaways, please include them. And even Tracy's talking about she loves those summaries. I love the green smoothies. I kind of wander through that too. I love the what's for dinner because there's all kinds of things to keep us reminded. So there's a lot of different things going through the feed. So if you haven't had a chance, kind of wander through the feed and see what's out there that might tickle an interest in you. I know I mentioned yesterday, Christina Dales is talking about doing videos on the health benefits of different vegetables and fruits. The two voices in my head. Her summary was really, and I think that's so important because today we were talking about the different voices in our head and how and I don't even want to say it the wrong way either, but we want to make sure that we are letting the voice that can allow us to stay open and move forward, have that voice be the voice in the forefront. All of us who are obese, and I did take notes on it, but all of us that are obese are listening to the noisy conscious mind that is allowing us to live in that place of failure instead of recognizing lessons and moving forward. So today's talk was great. I'm going to tell you guys, the observer versus the reader, yep. I'm going to tell you guys I own that book. I've read that book and I've listened to that book on audio, and I need to get back to it again because every time I read that, I get a little closer to it because it is a lot of material, but I'll give you guys a pointer as a tutor, because I used to tutor all the time. If you get to a point where you're not able to focus on something, just stop for a minute, walk a few steps, come back and listen to it some more, and re-listen to it multiple times because you'll gain from it. But today's video too, and about staying open, and these are all things Doc V has talked about in the challenge and are definitely part of the tools that have helped me. Me too. Green smoothies today. Yes, you guys. So you are getting that. And we haven't really talked a lot about that this time around. I'm just checking for any, like I said, feel free to share your takeaways. I'm glad you guys saw those notes for Christina Whitaker. The green smoothies, I love them. I just pulled out my book because I want to try changing it up a little bit. And we know that in the past few days, we kind of talked about one day versus day one. And we all agree we don't want to be waiting for one day. We want to make it happen. I take a cold shower to reset my mindset. Yeah, and we have to find those tools. And I've actually found in my journey, resetting my mindset, how I do it today may be different tomorrow. So again, kind of what Michael Singer was saying about today is stay open. Stay open so that as you need to adjust your step a little bit, you're open to it. I even know at one point the type of meditation I listened to had to change because something's breath walk helps quite. Yeah, it has. You know, I'm not sure if she'll be on tonight, but Kate Aarons does that about twice a day. She'll go live and she'll share her thoughts while she's walking. And I think she's the one that within the past couple of days walked like 33,000 steps in one day. So that breath walking is really an important tool. So I totally agree with you. Breath walking is great. Revisiting the materials multiple times is great. Well, there you go. Here's Kate Aarons now. They were just talking about breath walking, and I was talking about you, Kate, and how you walked 33,000 steps recently because you were walking while you for Kate, she does mindfulness walking, and she got 33,000 steps the other day. So it's so good to have you guys all on. Again, feel free to drop in your takeaways. I was just kind of going over day one was one day or day one, and we all decided day one. We all decided that we're going to leave fear behind because that's just nothing more than learning. We know that we have to be careful with whatever words come after I am. I am strong. I am confident. I am capable. I am going to do it. There will be stumbles along the way, but we'll learn and we'll keep moving forward together in this challenge. I've never had such a strong support network. I mean, to have the daily tasks from Doc V, to have the daily lives from Doc V, to have all these friends that I feel like I've known my entire life, and I except for one, I've never even met them. But I already know that we'll get along really great the day that we finally get to meet. Wow, AC, I'm so happy for you. You got your surgery date. That's awesome. And you know, you putting these tools together beforehand and identifying them will help you as you move forward on the journey. I would have loved something like this before, but hard stop, past is gone. I just move forward, and every day I get stronger and stronger. My mom and I made a commitment to get our walking going again. We're not quite up to Kate Aarons yet, but we have walked every day for 3 days in a row. And I told her for her, I want to only add like 500 steps a day, no more than that, because she's in her 80s, and I want to make sure that we don't push too hard and that it stays something that she enjoys. I don't want it to be overbearing. Now that, 20,000 steps plus. So I saw somebody, maybe I misunderstood. To the right voice. Yes, Joan, you have to listen to the right voice. Too long I let that other voice let me think that I was a failure. When if I had just pushed that other voice away and listened, the voice would have educated me that it wasn't a failure, it was learning. So all these things start to come together the more that you engage in this journey, and the more that you, because Doc V does not go a day without kicking us in the pants or giving us an aha moment that will move us forward. And each time I find each time I revisit stuff, there's a new aha or a new, let me think about that, or a new tip that I can take into my life. And these are all things I share with everybody around me. And I'm finding that everyone around me is improving and striving, and relationships are better. Everyone is doing so much better. Tough love, yeah. Doc V does tough love us all. Let's see, how long does it take you for 20,000 steps? An hour? I know with my mom, I think we walk about 40 minutes, and I want her to direct the pace. And I think we're doing I think today we got about 5,000 steps, but we started at 4,000 and this is only day 3. So we went 4,000, 4,500, 5,000. And I let her take the lead because I don't, the most important thing to me in this is that I enjoy the time that I can spend with my mom. And our goal is, she has a goal that she wants to be walking 5 miles by the middle of summer so that we can do a Festival of Lights walk through one of our local parks in November. And that's a 6-mile walk. And I know it's doable because prior to it getting icy and cold here, we had gotten up to 4 miles. So I think it's just going to take a little bit of time to grease the knees again, so to speak, and then we'll be totally fine. 2,000 steps. I was thinking you said 20,000 steps. 20,000 steps. From everything I've read and heard, a good pace of walking is about a 20-minute mile, but I think some people try to shoot if they're like, what did they call them? Speed walkers. Sometimes they get up to like 12, 13, 14, 15-minute miles. Yeah, Kate does walk twice a day. I didn't get to catch her today, but I do like to listen to her lives because she does a lot of mindfulness talk while she's walking. When I find myself faltering, I literally see the faces and hear the voices of DRV. Yeah, I do too. And you know, this going live is an accountability for me too, because if I think I'm going to fall, I want to succeed for me because I know that I have to do this for me, but I do with all my heart want to help other people, and I can't help anyone if I'm not able to help myself. So you guys inspire me that you come here and that you're trying to change your life. Doc V, hand over, nobody has provided the tools that he has provided me in this journey. And the medical he may not have struggled with weight, but he has come to the table with a set of skills that bridges the gap that was never able to be bridged before. So if you have not signed up and you don't want to lose that daily task list in his daily lives, make sure you sign on before he gets rid of it. But yes, Kate Aarons is absolutely right. It starts with you. You have to decide that you're worth the change. You have to decide that you're going to stay open, and you have to decide that you're going to let that part of your mind that tries to give you permission to give up on yourself, to let it go. Let that noisy voice go, and let the guy that's been behind the scenes come forward and help you as you educate and realize that they're just learning steps. It's not failures. It's always just been about learning. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any. Like I said, feel free to share your takeaways. We all talked a few minutes ago about Christina Whitaker's summaries. Those will only be in during the time of the live challenges, but it was great. I read today's and it was amazing. The 2 voices, we talked about that one. I love seeing that you guys are trying the green smoothies because they are really good if you keep an open mind. It's not going to be a chocolate shake from the store, but the energy. And if you haven't done this already, kind of stop when you eat food and try to identify how you feel. I have found that it has helped my journey that when I'm eating, I kind of stop and I think about, and Doc V said it in one of the lives. I'm not sure if it was when the challenge was open or prior to that, but when you're eating, after you've finished eating, are you energized and ready to continue your workday, or did you overeat or eat the wrong things and it causes you to want to fall asleep, or that you've become lethargic? And a lot has to do with the kind of food we're fueling with, if we're getting enough water. Yeah, a greener every day. And you know, it gets to a point where you grab some, I don't even pay particular attention to the kind of lettuce. I just grab whatever's there and I mix it up. And when I'm freezing it, because I have excess amounts when I'm growing in the garden, I just blend it all together and put it in ice cubes, put it in the freezer, and I pop it out. And then it just gives me a little bit of a slushy smoothie. Orb Talk. Yeah, the Orb Talk. That's the cool thing too is, as a challenge member, he presents material from all kinds of authors, from his mastermind groups, he has accumulated, like he told us, he listened to 10 videos a day, and he has accumulated such a wealth of knowledge that he's been able to present materials that I don't know if I would have ever found in my lifetime. But there is one talk, and he hasn't talked about it in the challenge group, but they call it the orb talk. And really what it amounts to is you could even equate it to the untethered mind. And it's a shift where we're trying to shift away from the conscious ego mind to where we can make the decisions that are resonating with our hearts and to learn and to move forward. And I always forget the word. I should have memorized that better, but we want to be connected to the person listening, to the person, okay, I'll look at that later because I'm going to sit here reading it. That's not what I should be doing right now. But we want to be connected to the person that is not being directed by the ego, that is not directing us down the wrong path. We want to identify those voices, and it's not always easy. So just recognize that if you're not making the right decisions, the wrong voice has come forward, and you have to try to identify and release it. The tools to release it, he talked about it today. We talked about it in the previous set of fundamentals. It is meditation. It is mantras. It is I am affirmations. It is the tools to release the thoughts that aren't helping you and to put the positive thoughts back in. So you definitely, breath work quiets the monkey mind. It does, yeah, yep. And that's what I think we all need to do, is find the tool that helps you, whether it's breath work, whether it's somebody. I was in another training class just before this, and somebody was saying when they're trying to meditate and they can't focus, they actually put a dot on the wall. And every time their mind starts to wander, they're able to focus again by focusing on that dot on the wall. You may not want the dot on the wall, but maybe a pretty picture or something. But there's so many tools. And what I found in my journey is that what works today may not work tomorrow. So as soon as I start to feel myself falling to my knees a little bit, I try to figure out what area I think might be the best place for me to adjust. Even in my meditation journey, at first, I could not stand music or words. I just wanted quiet time to try to release the thoughts because it was too much coming at me all at once. Then after a period of time, I liked music only, but it couldn't be irritating. It had to be, and that's again, when I've been reading the materials and stuff, again, that's a part of like one of your, where you're at in this journey and what voice is coming forward. So when you start to recognize that, and it takes a little bit of time, when you can start to identify which of you has come forward, that's when it makes it easier to start to make the adjustments and to use the tools so that you are staying open and you're adjusting as we continue moving day 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it seems like a lot of things all at once, but the way Doc V presents it, and the way he gives us the homework, and the way he gives us the challenges, and like the monthly challenge, like this past month is about stop lying to yourself, because even in group, he would ask us, are you doing artificial sweeteners? Does everybody tell the truth? Some do, some don't. You know, if we're going to win at this journey, at the very, very basic, we have to be honest with ourselves. And if we're honest with ourselves, we can start to make the changes to make long-term success. And it's worth everything that you put into it. A couple weeks ago, I pulled out a pair of shorts that I bought a couple of years ago. When you're an AC, this is something you'll want to know. When you're a first bariatric patient, you lose weight very, very fastly, and you're out of your clothes faster than you can imagine, and you're looking for clothes to fit and you can't find them. That first year, I would either buy stuff, and it'll be harder now, but I would go secondhand, or if it was the end of a season, I would buy thinking for the next season, and then I would buy them on clearance, $1 or $2 a piece. Well, a couple weeks ago, because our perception doesn't always catch up with what is happening to our body. I pulled out a pair of shorts, and I looked at them and I thought, I can't fit in these. And I thought, wow, I've had these, for a couple of years and I can't fit in them, even losing this weight. Well, I dropped them to the floor, and I had pulled out a pair of sweatpants I was going to wear because I'm working from home. And when I picked them both up, I realized they were the same size. And I thought, I wonder if I could wear them. And I put them on and they fit. Now, granted, I have lost 150 pounds, so everything isn't exactly located in the spot I'd want it to be, but I got them on. So my mind went to the wrong place. And I could have, and in the past, prior life, prior to Doc V, I might have allowed that to derail me when I had already succeeded at it, but I wasn't even willing to put them on to try. So that's where identifying which person is talking in your life is going to be important, because you want to put the guy that's going to help you in the journey. The one that's going to be the snotty one that says you always fail, you got to throw him out the window with the fat filters. Let him go. I'm going to start to, yeah, Joan, that right voice. So ahead of the game. Yeah, AC, I'm really happy for you. I'm very excited to hear about how your journey goes as a person who got involved prior to surgery. It's really exciting. No, and even though you're going to be fresh out of surgery, stay in touch with the talks and the meetings, and journal, take pictures, journal, hit record if you can. If not, do a picture and maybe a talk. But document it, because you'll want to go back and look. Maybe tomorrow night I'll pull my pictures, because I have a PDF of before pictures and after pictures. And I think my cheeks were double the size there for a while. But 155 pounds down, they should have been a little bigger. How long does it take you for 20,000? Or 2,000 steps is... With my mom, based on everything that I've read because of her age, we shoot for about 20 to 30 minutes for a mile. But we're shortening it each day, and we're adding a few more steps. I just don't want to push too hard, especially since we've been in wintertime. And I've known historically that she'll want to stop if we do too much all at once. So I want it to be... And it's hard for me sometimes to do it too. I want it to be baby steps so that it's easy and it's enjoyable, so that we are still doing it in the middle of summer and into the fall. Kick in the pants. Yeah, Doc V is great for that. But that kick in the pants, I don't want to let myself down. I was a patient that they told that in order to hit goal weight, I may very likely need a revision surgery. And I'm determined to show you, and Kate Aarons is a great example of it, I'm not going to need a revision surgery. I now have the tools. As long as I stay open, and as long as I let the fat filters that are not serving me go, and as long as I let the right voice come forward, continue educating myself, I know I can get there without a revision surgery. I didn't have a full bypass, but I didn't because I was severely anemic, and I was getting on average of about 15 to 20 infusions a month prior to surgery. So we were afraid for me to go too far in until we knew how my body was going to react. I am blessed. It was not the surgery. At this point, I don't even supplement. It depends on your stride. Yep. Your stride. And I think really, like we've been talking, take baby steps. The most important thing is to get started. You will build momentum. You will get faster. You will go farther. The most important thing is to do it the first time. And like my mom and I were talking today, her and my dad are just going to start walking a block. My mom will walk with me at night. My dad will walk a block. And you know what? The block will turn into 2 blocks, 3 blocks, etc. So my mom might become Kate Aarons. She's going to walk in the morning with Dad and at night with me. Because I can't, my dad just prefers the morning, and that's totally fine. I understand. Any tips pre-op besides taking pictures and journaling? I have a new pre-op AP. It's funny you say that, because I'm actually a mentor for my bariatric team. They just asked me if I would start doing it again. I don't know if they gave you a book. You want to find out what they want, because every bariatric team is different. So you want to find out what their rules are and what they're going to want you to drink and what kind of protein shakes they're going to want you to have, or all that kind of stuff, because you have a team that's monitoring you. So if they gave you a book, read the book, because so many don't read the book. Because my book had stages of what I had to do for the first 4 to 7 days, then for the 7 to 14 days, because we had to introduce food back in stages, and we were only allowed to introduce certain types of food. But you are in what they call the honeymoon phase when you have surgery. And what I found for me is, if I had known more at the time that I went to it, your stomach is going to be a new stomach. And Dr. V talks about it being the baby tummy. Your stomach is going to be brand new. It's going to have to be treated as if you were a child. You're going to only be able to have liquids, then slowly soft foods. You are at the perfect place to cement some pretty amazing habits. So be careful not to fall into the mindset that some patients do, that this journey is going to be about eating smaller portions of the foods that got us in trouble to start with. If you can take this and use that new baby and know that because it's healing and you are very limited, your restriction, if it's anything like mine was, my restriction, and again, I am not medical. I'm just a patient who's almost 5 years post-surgical, down 150 pounds. So nothing medical about me. But the restriction was so tight, I learned to like a lot of different foods. And had I realized, I would have made sure that I never, I don't introduce any sweets at all back in, like ice cream or any of that stuff that I loved pre-surgical. And by the time my stomach healed, there truly is a point where I don't crave it anymore. And I think that if you follow and try really hard to introduce as healthy as you can from the time of surgery, following your doctor's plan, you might have developed some habits that will carry you for years. You'll be our next Kate Ahrens. New baby, and that's Doc V. Doc V will tell you, he hasn't called it a new baby lately, but he used to do it all the time. And starts with you. Orb talk, I love the orb talk, and the orb talk is just about shifting. Like we were talking today, if you're getting into a place where you're not thinking the things that support you, you have to grab a hold of the orb or your mind or the ego, and you have to shift it over into the box that allows you to move forward, that allows you to make the decisions to succeed. Let's see. Hi, Joan, you did your first meditation today. Awesome. How did you think? Did you, again, give yourself a chance to get used to it? I fought it, and I fought it, and I fought it, and it's my most favorite thing to do now because it truly calms me when I'm feeling anxiety, and that got me through this past year end. Lean back and lean into the experience. That's another elevator thing from Doc V. He almost refers to it as a curtain, and when everything kind of starts getting like in your face, just lean back and then come back in. Amazing Grace with Wayne Dyer. That was awesome. I liked, because he was the one about the IMs, and I think I mentioned this a couple days ago. When I was really trying to shift, because my ego was 5 times bigger than anything else. And I would never have thought that, but it was pretty big. So in order to tame him and in order to move that orb, I listened to a lot of I am affirmations because I could listen to them in the background while I was working remotely. And it didn't distract me from focusing on analytics because my job requires pretty intense analytics. I mean, I work in the insurance industry, so a lot is involved with lines of business and loss years and calculations. So I needed something that could be supporting me, but not distracting me because those numbers need my attention. Doc V provides some amazing tips. That's why this challenge, if you guys have found that this is helping you, I know that I'm never leaving this group. I have the most amazing friends ever now that I haven't met, and one day I will. And they share the journey, so if I'm stumbling, there's always somebody to reach out to. Don't miss out on this chance that he's opened the challenge. This is April when he says things are going to start to change if we get it under control. But let yourself get the tools. Let yourself take advantage of this tribe of people who are all contributing in different ways to help each other hand up to the next level. Doc V does have a sense of humor. And I think that's what makes it fun too. He's serious when he needs to be serious, and he'll call you out, and he has no problem calling you out. But he cares. He's got a golden heart, and he cares, and he wants us to succeed. See, Tracy, joining for March was the best decision she ever made. I'm going to tell you, joining a year ago was the best decision I ever made. Do I have any doubts about being in this group? None whatsoever. My growth has been hand over fist, and I'm really excited about what the next year can be. I finally got a control on anxiety, and I didn't even know I had anxiety. I had no idea, and it identified something that I never knew I had. What will be the name? Oh, I think it's the way, at one time it was the leap year challenge because he started it on a leap year, but it's now called the weight loss challenge. So that link that I put in under my telling you what time I was going to go live today, I actually put the link to the challenge, and it's www.weightlosschallenge.com, and that'll take you right in. And he's got a couple different offers, like you can do 1 month, 3 months, or a year. But I would really recommend that we know that changing things is baby steps. Give yourself a commitment of at least 3 months. If you can do a year, do a year. Do a commitment so that you know that you're going to give yourself a fair chance to make some changes. But baby steps, day 1, day 2, day 3, saying the positive things so you can shift the negative thoughts out. And like today, that untethered soul, he even talked about the meditation, the mantras. We know that Wayne Dyer talked about the I am affirmations. Thanks, AC. That will, yeah, his daughter's adorable. She is so cute. I love her educational things. She's going to be a teacher of something. I'm not sure. She might be an online teacher. Yeah, 90 days to make a new habit. So the best gift you can give yourself is to give yourself a commitment for enough time to really, truly see the differences. If I hadn't have been signing on for longer terms in the beginning, at first I was uncomfortable because this was brand new. Who is this guy? I'd never heard of him. I wasn't comfortable at first, but that's because anything that you're doing that's different, changing a habit, is uncomfortable. That you'll find in any book where it talks about making changes. It's uncomfortable at first, it's messy in the middle, and then you find out that it's beautiful, that those changes bring you to a beautiful place. So don't let being uncomfortable is a sign that you're beginning to make changes. So don't let being uncomfortable steer you away. Hang on, reach out to us, and keep moving forward, because that uncomfortable just means you started your journey. You made it to day 1. Welcome to the family. I'm going to look to see if there's any more takeaways. Please feel free. Share all your takeaways. I love seeing your takeaways. What did you think of the video? What do you think of Doc V's lives? Let's see. Yeah, Joan, and I was told I needed a revision. And I will tell you, I still go back and I maintain all of my appointments with my doctor. And what I found through those appointments with him is he was trying to educate me on what he sees based on my BMI. Because I'll lay it on the table. My BMI was 1 shade off of a 60. That's huge. So to be where I'm at now, he said that not many people that started where I started make it this far. And thank you so much, AC. That means a lot to me. It really does. But I had a long way to go, and I still have a ways to go, but it's okay, because you know what? I know I can do it. I know that this tribe, Doc V, the challenge, and all my amazing new friends that one day I'm going to meet are there, and we're helping each other. It's not one way. We are all helping each other, and we're all here to help you if you're ready to make that change. So if you're ready, don't let this opportunity pass, because 30 days, you can be one of the ones saying what great things are happening for you. Oh, thanks, Marilyn. And that, that is my goal too. Part of me sharing is because when I talked to Doc V, and I know I've said that I lost 116 pounds, got sick, gained it all back, and then I had to do this, and now I'm at the 155. I know in my heart of hearts, through this challenge, through sharing this journey with you guys live, through being a part of the challenge group, for being in group with Docky, I know I can get where I need to go without the revision. I'm not to say that there aren't some people that do need it. I understand that, but I don't have the reflux, and I do believe in my case, if I started to feel it, I changed my foods and it made it go away. I know that may not be the case for everyone because I am not medical, but his tools have helped me to kind of identify more and to recognize what's making my body feel good. And I think that's the gift that we need to give all of ourselves. What I have learned over the past month is very similar to the positive psychology we implement at work. The happiness, I got to open this up and see all of it. And you're kind of talking about something I love right now too. I've learned, because I've been working with a law of attraction too, and they talk about an emotional scale. And the emotional scale, I almost think of it, you can attribute a lot of things to it. You can attribute the ego. The ego carries a low energy or a low level on the emotional scale, which is like anger, resentment, worry, that kind of stuff. But when you get to a happiness place or a joy place or a love place, you're higher on the emotional scale. And that's when you're in touch with the person that's deep inside, the person that was watching that conversation go on. And that person helps you to make the right decisions. That person will help you mindfully make the right decisions to move forward. I borrowed from Kate on that one. But it's a beautiful gift when you can start to recognize when you're shifting and you can shift back. And it's slight. It's slight at first, but each day that you do it, and it's even the foods. Like I know what foods will make me feel thick and heavy and lethargic. I know if I've eaten a couple of bites too much. And if I'm going to succeed at this for the rest of my life and never go back again, then I have to continue to educate myself. And I don't, Doc V's going to always be 10 years ahead of me, so he's never going to run out of material. It'd take him 10 years to run out of material, and he doesn't stop. So Tracy was saying, what I have learned over the past month is very similar to the positive psychology we implemented at work, the happiness advantage, 5 happiness habits, meditation, gratitude, fun, 15 exercise, acts of kindness, and journaling. I'm connected so much between what DRV and the tribe shares and what I have learned through work and the use with my students. That's amazing. And everything you said in here, you're right. These are all things I believe true too. Truly, because it all goes together. You want to have great. And I learned something else in this training I was in just before here. Somebody actually even recommended that for those new to gratitude or to meditation, they actually do gratitude for a couple of minutes before meditation, and that they have found is calming their mind. So 2 tools that people were using when they were new to meditation. Doc V's got some amazing meditations he's done, but one of them said they look at a dot on their wall, and that helps them to direct their thought back and away from the monkey brain. And then the gratitude. They said that there was something about doing gratitude, just writing a couple, I am thankful and grateful for, it allowed them to release the monkey brain, and then it allowed them to slide into meditation easier. Some in the beginning, I didn't like music. I do like music now. Some days I like guided meditation. Some days I don't like guided meditation. But that time is truly about releasing the thoughts that don't serve me, to give myself a chance to go clean. Like I said, in the worst parts of my busy time, when I was starting to feel that anxiety build up, I would actually go and give myself just a couple of minutes, just 2 or 3 minutes to release so that I could come back. Because when I get worked up, my mind isn't allowing me to analyze and pull apart the things that I need to pull apart to be able to identify patterns so that I can reconcile issues and identify them so we can have them fixed. Because that's really what I do all day long, is I problem solve. Everybody else does the work. It lands on my desk and I have to make sure it makes sense. So I need that tool to let myself come back down, because if I start to get frustrated that I'm not getting it done fast enough and I'm not going to meet my deadline, I go into a place of anxiety. And if this is going to be my job and my career, I need the tools to overcome it and to not sabotage my weight loss along the way. So Tracy, thank you so much for sharing that. And any of the rest of you, feel free to share your takeaways. If you have questions about the challenge, if you're looking to change your life, don't let this go past. 30 days from now, I can even think about my body. Like this is going to say, okay, you got to remember I had a very high BMI. I could actually feel my skin stretching. And all those sensations are gone now. You know, it's the things that we know, like I was at an airport after I'd lost weight before COVID, and somebody came to pick me up, and I'm standing right at the end, and they drove right past me, and I'm like calling them, "What are you doing?" "Well, you weren't there." "Yes, I was." We find out that they didn't recognize my shadow. It was night. They didn't recognize me anymore. You don't need seatbelt extenders. When you start to add up, and maybe you need to write those lists of things that you have. Have a great evening. Oh yeah, have a great evening, Kate. Thanks for listening. When you start to identify those things that have improved, maybe even think about putting a list together of them, so that if you're having a day where you're struggling, you can go back to that list. Remember what it is that you've achieved already. I think sometimes we discount the successes we have and use those as a tool to keep moving forward. You're worth it. We're all worth it. And like I said a couple minutes ago, Doc V's got 10 years on all of us. And he doesn't stop learning. He has his mastermind. He is educating day after day after day. He's never going to run out of material. We're going to be able to keep moving forward. He's even presenting opportunities for all of us to share our journey so that we can motivate and inspire others. If you're struggling, don't let this chance go by. Sign on with the 50% off. We're all here together. We all want to support each other. We want to reach a hand out if you're looking for a handout, and help each other. I love, even these past few days, some of these things I've heard before, but it's helping me. Like Untethered Soul, I've listened to it on audio. I've read it. I need to keep going back to it because I think I've picked it up during busy times, and I know that every time I pick it up, I get something more out of it because it is complex, and it thinks in a different way than I've thought in the past. But that helps me to get next level, and we can't ever give up on ourselves. We're worth it. We're worth every step of it. Wow. It's been 45 minutes, you guys. I don't know how that happened. Okay, I'm going to look for any takeaways. I'll just kind of sum this up because I had no idea it's been 45 minutes. So you guys are pretty amazing. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I went so long. I want to tie this up because it's been a long time. Choose harmony, choose joy, choose love, choose happiness. Choose those things. Find your inner voice that's hidden behind the guy talking and the guy listening. Let that voice, let that part of you come forward, because that's the place of peace. And that's the place where you recognize your need to change you. If you haven't joined the challenge, join the challenge. Get these daily emails. Watch Doc V. Let the tribe help you along. Eat those green smoothies every day. Meditate every day. Journal every day. And get in that water as much as possible. Keep pumping it up. Doc V recommends 2 liters a day. So use those tools. Get yourself moving forward. And you're worth every step you can take. Like Les Brown said, we don't want to be ones that leave all of our knowledge in the graveyard. Let's share it now by changing our lives. I am so grateful to every single one of you. I'm here for any questions I can help you with. I'm grateful to you, and I hope that if you are struggling or you are looking to change your life in all ways, that you'll sign on with this half off and join us, because we're going to all get together one day, and it's going to be amazing. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a beautiful night, and thank you for being here. And don't forget to sign up, because I think we only got one more day left. I want us all to share this together. Thank you so much.